Water Day, raising awareness for those living without access to safe water, something that we all take for granted. So Tom Fergus checking out a Valley company, creating a system to help conserve water. I love water conservation, Tom. It's going to be more and more important going forward here, especially in the desert. What do you have for us?
Yeah, and this is the company that's going to do it, Troy. Absolutely. We're in Tempe at Dynamic Water Technologies, and Mike Boyko is the COO. We hung out a couple years ago, and tell everybody what Corey had you doing.
Yeah, we were actually eating some of the scale we pull out on a couple of hard-boiled eggs, so it was actually a good experience. Corey's a great sport, and really enjoyed that.
Leave it to McCloskey to bring a couple of hard-boiled eggs to a live shot. So you guys just got into this new facility in Tempe. Mike, tell us what's going on, because I noticed these are things that these tubes you used to have manufactured elsewhere. Now you're making them all in-house.
Correct. Yeah, we domesticated all the manufacturing, brought it basically back to this country. We were importing a lot of this equipment, but we're actually manufacturing everything here now.
Everything.
Everything.
All the stuff top to bottom.
Yep, all the steel. We're actually having it powder coated and galvanized domestically here. So it's a great product.
This is their lunch tray. So they just kind of go down the line. Hey, who needs a couple of bolts or whatever?
Exactly.
Hey, let's explain to everybody, Mike, what you guys are actually doing to this water, because you're saving a lot of water.
Absolutely.
You're saving a lot of water. I mean,
massive amounts.
It's drastic.
Yeah, there's nothing else that we've seen that you can do that's going to save more water than what we're currently doing.
Explain to everybody at home what you guys are doing and how that works.
So we're using partial electrolysis, low voltage DC current, and the low voltage DC current is allowing us to generate biocide from the water. We're actually able to keep it clean, keep the biologic activity down by manufacturing chlorine and hypochlorous acid from the water itself. So we don't add any chemicals. And I always tell people we're an electrochemical process, which means that by doing this, we make it better, faster, and cheaper than what current chemical treatment can do.
Yeah, so historically, they've always used chemicals to get all kinds of minerals out of the water.
Yes, and while there's not anything intrinsically wrong with chemicals, the overuse of chemicals is terrible. I mean, that's really a problem.
That goes down the stream, and that's going to end up in the fields.
Absolutely, always does. And so by using this process, we add nothing to the water. And the nice thing is, this is after it leaves this process, there's nothing that's additionally in that water. So it's just a better process.
This is the residue that Corey likes to eat with his hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, this calcium magnesium is actually formed inside our reactors. So these tubes actually, using the partial electrolysis, create a pH gradient that allow that pH to facilitate the calcium magnesium formation on the surface about 1,000 times faster than nature would form it. By doing that, these commercial and industrial facilities will actually optimize their process and reuse that water. So we actually are cycling 3, 4, 5 times more than currently done, which means that millions and millions of gallons for each facility. And so one of the things I saw you noticing this right here, you know, if this were an average household, how much they use in a day, this other tube is actually how much we're saving in one facility, Banner Corporate Center, for example. We're saving 4.2 million gallons a year, or 11,000 gallons a day.
Holy cow. So this is my house.
That's right.
And this is what you're saving at Banner.
In one facility.
That's amazing.
So the great thing is, once we roll out in their entire portfolio, like a lot of other clients, we're going to save hundreds of millions of gallons.
That's really cool. Mike, we're going to have more. We're going to hang out with you a little longer and continue to explain what you guys are doing here. At Dynamic Water Technologies in Tempe, you know, they brought all their manufacturing home. So here we are in Tempe, making them now instead of having anyone else do it. And they're saving millions and millions and millions of gallons of water. I love that.
You got grinding, you've got welding. See, that's the kind of job I should be in. Corey, the two of us, our nails never get dirty. Those guys are making stuff happen. They're making things right now.
They're like men.
And I'm going to...
Welcome back. This is a very cool idea. We're talking about conserving water. And Tom Fergus is live this morning at a company that does just that to help us here in the desert. Hey, Tom.
Yes, Celeste, you know, we got together with these guys a couple of years ago, and I learned a lot, but I'm learning even more today. And of course, I got Mike Boyko with me. He's the COO of Dynamic Water Technologies. Explain to everybody at home really quickly, Mike, again, what's going on with your system and what you guys do, which doesn't use chemicals.
That's right. We actually don't have to add any chemicals to the process. We generate them from the water itself. So by actually making this partial electrolysis happen, We're generating chlorine and hypochlorous acid that sanitize the water real time. We're also pulling unstable minerals, calcium, magnesium, out of the water. So we can actually recycle water many, many times more than what a typical system would do.
So that basically is what's going on in these, okay? Check this out, you guys. This one's heading over to ASU. Mike, where's this thing going to?
So we're going to put it on University Center. We basically are going to show them just how much better we do treat water than the chemicals. So we're going to be in a head-to-head competition, basically, showing how much we can actually save. This process is far more effective, and we can run much higher cycles than any other process.
Yeah. Now I look over there on the wall, and I see all these pipes. You used to manufacture these things. Someplace else, you'd have someone else do them. You're doing it now here in Tempe.
Yeah, we've domesticated all the manufacturing. We were actually importing a lot of the product from overseas, and so we've now domesticated all of this manufacturing here in the Arizona market.
So you got a bunch of guys that are busting their knuckles over here.
Absolutely.
One thing I thought was really cool, when we were with you last time, 2 years ago, Mike,
yep,
we were cleaning these things out.
Absolutely.
And you've come up with a system to automatically cleaning it instead of having some guy like clean all that stuff.
Absolutely right. And what's nice is by cleaning every day, it actually is far more efficient. So we use what we call a dasher donut. Basically slides right down in here and goes to the bottom all the way back up to the top using linear actuators.
Yeah.
We set up our own PLC control system.
So that's what this is all built on top.
Absolutely right. So this press bar actually is actuated by these actuators themselves, controlled by a PLC system, swiping the wall once a day and automatically cleaning it and just letting it run. So it's far more efficient.
How hard is it for you to handle Arizona water?
Arizona fundamentally is some of the worst water in the world. And so that's one of the reasons that I was glad we started here. I'm a native Arizonan, grew up here, went to Camelback High School, Arizona State University. So really proud to be doing something like this in my home state where we really need to conserve water.
Yeah. This is strictly for, what you guys are doing is for businesses. You're not doing this for homes.
No.
Eventually, this probably would be a great way to go home as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We're really focusing on where water is used most. And so the large commercial industrial facilities like Roche, Gilead, Banner Health, Kaiser Permanente, NASA actually uses our technologies, and so we're really focusing on those facilities that we can demonstrate the best water conservation.
One of the things I think is interesting is that some states will give companies rebates if they save a lot of water.
Absolutely.
Arizona's not doing that yet, are they? What states are?
So California has some great water rebates, the Metropolitan Water District. Nevada also has Southern Nevada Water Authority, put in a $15 per 1,000-gallon rebate. Arizona really does need to adopt some conservation incentives, and rebates would be a great way to do it.
Yeah, if they're not using salt or chemicals,
correct,
and you're saving so much water by doing this,
absolutely,
then you should probably be given some kudos.
Well, I would love to see that. We're going to keep doing it because we want to make facilities optimized.
All right, so let's say I want to take care of the water system for an entire casino.
Yep.
How many of these pipes would I need? How many of these things would I need?
We would probably use about 6 to 8 of these skids.
So just the whole thing, or just 6 of these tubes?
No, the whole skid itself, all 8 of these, and now at times say 6 or 8 of these skids.
Okay.
But the nice thing is the return on investment is usually 1 to 2 years, usually or almost always under 3.
And you're primarily hooking them up to cooling systems?
Correct. Yeah, large cooling towers. Those are the largest water consumers in industrial facilities.
Yeah, very cool. Congratulations on your new building here in Tempe. Dynamic water technologies, you guys, saving millions and millions of gallons of water. And it's exciting because, as Mike was saying, it just continually evolves. And so they're always coming up with better and new ideas. Like I said, 2 years ago, they were manually cleaning all these things. Now they created a system to clean them. It's pretty impressive. Mike, good to see you again.
Thanks. Good to see you too.
Very cool. Back to you guys.
Such a cool story, Tommy, and the fact that he went to Arizona State University and now he's giving back.